Would you like to learn from those that are taking their lives, their businesses, and their passions to the next level? Best-selling author of Speakeasy and master connector Lou Diamond is here to connect you to some of the most inspiring and amazing people on this planet. Get ready to thrive loud with Lou Diamond.
Welcome, everyone, to another spectacular episode of Thrive Loud with Lou Diamond, connecting you to the most inspiring and amazing people that are thriving each and every day. I am your host, Lou Diamond. We got someone really cool today. He's a former NFL athlete, speaker, podcaster, business coach, and consultant, three-time best-selling author, and someone whose personal lessons in business and in life are ones that we can all learn from. Thrive Loud listeners and viewers, he's going to engage, enlighten, and educate us today as I bring you Marques Ogden. Marques, welcome to Thrive Loud.
What's going on, Luke? Thanks for having me on, brother.
I had the pleasure of hanging out with Marques a few weeks back in South Florida. For those watching this, we look like we're about the same height. The reality is he's a little taller than I am, a little more fit, playing in the NFL for 6 some odd seasons. Second generational player in the NFL, an awesome dude, inspiring individual, someone who recognizes it much bigger than motivational. Here's what I want to do, Marques. I want to do a little rewind. I don't want to go all the way back to the womb. We don't need to. But I want to go to the point where what you're focused and communicating on now, how it became your gig.
So basically, I remember hearing from Jack Del Rio, who was my rookie head coach in the National Football League. The key to succeeding, not just in football, right, Lou, but in life, was being your own CEO, being your own chief executive officer. And so many people in life wait for people to tell them what to do, where to go, how to be, ... And what happens is you lose sight. You lose the whole purpose of life, of doing things for yourself and being inspired, not motivated, being someone that's all about the long term, not the short term, being someone that is not trying to say, well, I have all these gifts, I'm a prodigy. You're somebody that's extremely disciplined. So that really set me on the path, right, Lou? When I heard Jack Del Rio talk to us when I was a 22-year-old rookie about the importance of being your own CEO.
I love it. I'm a big fan of being your own boss. But there's certain qualities I think that you know very, very much about because you've been your own CEO. There are certain qualities you should have, and there are certain qualities you should not have. Marques, maybe in a quick summarized version, share a little bit about some of those traits and things as a CEO and characteristics that you should not have today.
You should not have an ego. You should not be someone that talks more than they listens. And you should not be someone that doesn't serve the people you are leading. And I'll just really emphasize, Lou, the ego has to go. If the ego is bigger than the good part of your soul, you are screwed as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a person in general, because all you really care about is yourself. All you care about is what you want when you want it, and it's not about you when you are a leader. Leadership and being a CEO is not about having a title. It's not about a privilege. It's a responsibility to serve those you are leading.
You had one of the best acronyms I've ever heard for the word ego. For the record, listeners, I quoted Marques last week at a presentation I gave. I did. I didn't get you the heads up, but I gave it the proper kudos right afterwards because I learned this from Marques Ogden just a few weeks ago. Can you share with the listeners what ego stands for in your world?
Yeah. Yes, Lou. It stands for exaggerated, glorified opinions. You're somebody that's constantly lying about how good you really are at something. You're someone that's constantly trying to chase the glory, your name in the paper, blah, 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 da, 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 da. Or worse yet, right, Lou, you're somebody that when people say, let's go this way, you're like, nah, let's go that way. How about we go right? Nah, let's go left. So when you have an exaggerated, glorified opinion of yourself, right, Lou? That's when your ego is at its most dangerous in your life.
I think this is so spectacular because that glorified opinion that you're referring to doesn't only have to be about whether you're branding yourself or I'm at the top of the heap, but it also can be that you're not listening and empathizing with the people you're working with. Give a little quick contrast, if you could. I heard your story on at a moment in time when you were obsessed with ego, and then obviously your business flipped on a dime, but more notably, you eventually realized that the ego was the problem. How did you figure out that the ego was the problem? Is the question I have for you.
So, Lou, that's a great question. Our organization, we had a construction company called Caden Premier Enterprises. We were the largest African-American subcontractor in the area of site work in Baltimore City and the state of Maryland. What happened was, as the company grew, that ego got bigger and bigger and bigger. And unfortunately, I didn't have a coach or any type of leadership to tell me I was becoming a real a-hole. And I ended up getting overextended, right, Lou, on a job for a client because I didn't have the systems in place to have the ability to know I was in trouble. I just signed on a new consulting client, Prodigy. And what Prodigy does, they tie in their system to developers, GCs, their system to look at projects and see how things are going, be ahead, and always be out in front. And I told the guy who's the owner, Joe, I said, Joe, I wish I had Prodigy when I had my company because I could have seen ahead of time how I was going in the wrong direction. And so basically, I ended up losing everything that I owned, Lou, on one project in less than 90 days. I had about $3 million of my money, leveraging my home, all of my assets, everything tied up in a project. And I ended up finishing the work barely. And I ended up getting the change order denied by the client. I then moved to Raleigh with $400 to my name, 177 creditors on my bankruptcy docket, and over $5.5 million of debt. I didn't realize, though, Lou, that my ego put me in my position until I hit rock bottom as a custodian when I was working for $8.25 an hour just to support my then fiance, became my wife, who's now my ex-wife, and my daughters. And so what happened was, right, Lou, it took me hitting complete rock bottom, down, out, no money, barely hanging on, was in such, I was always scared because I was like, who's coming after me today from the past? Is it this contractor? Is it this supplier? Who's coming after me? Am I going to get served and go to court again? I mean, literally, Lou, imagine just living in purgatory from 2013 April, probably till about 2017 late. So, June, July, every freaking day was a potential creditor, summons, everybody coming after me, everybody. But that's when I realized, September 2013, Lou, I realized that my ego put me on that curve.
We love a good rebound story. And probably if you didn't go from Howard University to the NFL, You probably could have played rebound. Like, what a power forward you would be. I mean, just think about all those rebounds you'd be able to pull down. Just saying. I'm sure it's in you, Mark.
Hey, I would love to be Charles Barkley, sure.
We love a rebound story. Bring us forward to today. Share with the people what your message is and how you've carried forth all these incredible, powerful lessons in being the inspiration that people need each day.
You know what, Lou? After hitting rock bottom in September 2013, I made the decision, okay, I'm going to start speaking to try and get my life back. I started speaking in September 2013, didn't get a paid job until April 2016. I ended up then having to get coached, get developed, learn my craft. That happened around 2018. Since then, we've worked for over 75 Fortune 500 companies as a speaker. The speech that people love, right, Lou? Love from us is how to thrive in the eye of the storm. You heard that same speech in Fort Lauderdale because I am a Howard University Bison. The only animal that goes into the eye of the storm is the bison. The bison has in its innate mind, it goes through the storm, it can get through it faster, less scathed, and come out a lot more in a better position than if they try to turn and run from it. So that is the part we love to talk about, because when I finally faced the storm, right, Lou, that's when life got better. But listen to this, everybody. In order to face a storm, you have to be disciplined to do so. I was listening to this audiobook and I love this. It's now actually in our keynotes, right, Darren? I'm sorry, right, Lou? And I was listening to Darren Hardy. That's why I was saying Darren. Yeah. But Lou, he talks about society likes to label people a prodigy. For example, Beethoven, phenomenal pianist, prodigies, and that's all I heard for almost all my life, right? Well, it was very interesting. I got a chance to hear in that audiobook that Beethoven used to tell people the amount of work that he did to be that amazing pianist. Lou, he would do 60 to 70 different music combinations to make one melody. And he was deaf. Yeah. He said to people label me a prodigy. I am not a prodigy. I'm just extremely disciplined. Yeah. If you're listening to this awesome podcast, understand to grow a business, to grow a brand, to go through the hardship, to get on the other side, if you're not disciplined, if you're not going to put in 10,000 hours plus of deliberate work to improve your craft, do not be surprised, upset, baffled when people don't want to hire you, don't want to work with you, don't want to pay you the amount of money that you're looking for. So the question I ask everybody, are you like Beethoven? Are you willing to put in that type of work? Are you willing to be a Kobe Bryant and just be relentless in your pursuit of your craft? There is no such thing as a prodigy. There's only that extreme discipline that you have or willing to put in to become that prodigy.
Viewers and listeners, now you know why Marques Ogden is on Thrive Loud today, because this is exactly the type of inspiration of those that are thriving in their lives, their businesses, and their passions each and every minute. That's why you're here, my friend. Okay, let's do the admin part of the show. Share with the listeners all the places people can find you, Marques. We'll put it in the show notes.
Thank you so much, my friend. They can find us on our website, www.marques, which is MARQUES, Ogden, OGDEN.com. We do have, Lou, the Marques Ogden app. You can go there and you can download it from your Google store or your app store and subscribe. It's completely free. Shoot me an email, marques@marquesogden.com, or check out our podcast, Get Authentic with Marques Ogden. And we talk to people who are inspirational, who are authentic, that want to help our audiences move forward in their lives.
I'm all about connecting in every conversation and moving through it that way. And I think your Bison example of going through the storm and maybe more notably finding that way to be the inspirational person. It's a whole vibe you got going on, Marcus. It's working for me. It's working.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother.
Check it out. All right, we're going to do the speed round here on Fun Street. Marcus and I are both busy people. We got to run to other things. He's an important dude. So I'm glad I got him here. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ease on to the Speakeasy Pub Crawl first by asking you one of your favorite movies. You could even give it like a Mount Rushmore if you would. Like, what are your top movies if you were stuck on an island and there were only a couple of movies you could watch? What would those be?
God, I mean, any Rocky for sure, without a doubt. Glory with Denzel Washington, Matthew Broderick. That's one of my favorites. And you know what I saw that was so good? I was like, wow, this is a great movie. Not that long ago, I saw Rob Roy.
Oh yeah,
and I also saw Castaway.
Oh, Castaway. Castaway is a tough one. I mean, you got to give Tom Hanks credit for
for
being with himself for all that long. I mean, just an incredible,
just amazing actor, amazing movie.
We're going to do the Speakeasy Pub Crawl. Here's how it works. First thing that comes to mind, Marcus, these are all our favorite stops down Fun Street that matter the most to you because they're cool, hip, fun places, and they're things that matter most. Here we go. Marques Ogden, of late, a song that you love to listen to or one that pumps you up.
Ooh, Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
Oh, nice. Favorite food that's not a dessert?
Ooh, I love seafood. Any and all seafood.
An activity you wish you did more of?
Oh, I wish I played more pickleball. I just started playing pickleball recently, and now I'm getting hooked.
You come on down, man. We'll get a game going. I think we're gonna have like a Thrive Loud pickleball tournament of this.
Let's go. I'm in.
I think I'm gonna have to host it. I'm gonna have to host it.
I'm in.
I love it. An activity you wish you did less of?
Wow. Watching some of my old trashy 90s movies.
That's good. A new activity other than pickleball, a new activity that you've recently tried that you enjoyed so much you want to tell everybody else to try.
Running in your kitchen.
So
I started literally running the aisle of my kitchen because I've got knees that are messed up from football. Running on the pavement's hard for my hip. I started running in my kitchen. I did it. I do it now. I do at least a mile up to 3. I lost 14 pounds in 2 weeks from doing that. So it does work because you're moving. It's just different, but you're just moving. And the weight doesn't care if it's outside or this or that. I started and there it is.
Listeners, do not run with kitchens, scissors, or any sharp objects when doing this.
Okay, well, I didn't say just run around. I didn't say any of that. Just run around your island. That's all.
If I could snap my fingers and Marques Ogden could be anywhere in the world, where is he?
He is going to Australia, the land down under. I just don't want to fly that far. That's the only holdup, but I definitely want to go to Australia because I just love. My brother went. He went out to see all the shark hunting and went to see all the sights, and he absolutely loved it. He went on his honeymoon.
Awesome. One last question, sports related. If you were still playing today, who as an offensive lineman, who would you be most either excited or concerned that could be the same person about having to guard in today's NFL?
As an offensive tackle, you know what? I would really be concerned. Demarcus Lawrence is a really good defensive end for Dallas, who just went signed with Seattle. Yeah. Joey Bosa. I mean, I would have to probably go with Demarcus Lawrence though, because he's got a good motor, long arms, tall. He's able to really get separation really well, and he plays extremely great leverage. Even though he's probably about 6'4", 6'5", he plays extremely well and low to the ground. So that's something I really would have a hard time with.
Former Jaguar, former Raven, an active Bison, Marques Ogden, here with us today. Thank you for coming on Thrive Loud, my friend. Continued conversations. We're giving a shout out to our mutual friend, Jamal Mashburn, former guest on the show, who's going to make an appearance in the next couple of weeks. So crazy small world story, but good stuff. Marques, thank you for being here and for doing what you do.
Appreciate you, brother.
You got it. To all our listeners out there, thank you for joining us. Until next time, keep moving onward and upward. And remember, be brief, be bright, be gone.
You've been listening to Thrive Loud with your host, Lou Diamond. Check us out on the web at thriveloud.com and follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook at Thrive Loud. And check us out on the Good Pods app at Thrive Loud, where you can follow, listen, and connect directly to Lou and all of the Thrive Loud episodes. Thanks for listening.